So I'm going to call us to order, and then 3 board members present, Marla, Heidi, Carrie, 2 members absent, and then we just move to closed session?
Can we adopt the agenda?
Oh, okay.
So that's the.
Motion to adopt.
Do we have?
I'll make a motion to adopt to
I'll
the
second.
agenda.
Can we wait? We have to take off the 5.12, move it to action, and then we need to remove the employee from 5.9.
Okay, I thought we did that when we come back. Okay, so,
Sorry.
no worries. So on 5.12, we need to move that from consent to an action item. And then on 5.9, we need to remove one name of the certificated employee. That's it.
So I will move to make a motion to approve that agenda.
And I'll second.
There we go. Thank you. Okay. Now we will move to closed session.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, good evening. We're going to call this meeting to order at 6:36 p.m. and we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance with Miss Marla.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, so a report of action from closed session on 2.1 and 2.2. We approved a notice of rejection of claim. And then 2.3, 2.4, and 2.5, the board approved settlement agreement. Then 3.3, announcement of meeting protocols. And I will just go ahead and read those. The Board of Trustees encourages public participation during the meeting and requests civility and the use of courteous language. The board does not condone the use of profanity, vulgar language, gestures, or other inappropriate behavior, including personal attacks or threats directed towards any meeting participant and/or district employee. There will be an opportunity to speak to the Board of Trustees on items not on the agenda, as well as opportunities to speak to each item on the agenda when that item comes up for consideration. In the interest of facilitating the conduct of the public's business, members of the public who wish to address the board during the meeting will have specific time limits as follows. If less than 10 members of the public to wish to comment on agenda or not agenda items, the time limit for each public comment will be 3 minutes per person. I don't think we'll have to worry about this tonight, but if 10 or more members of the public wish to comment on an agenda or non-agenda item, the time limit will be 90 seconds. A complaint about a specific employee or employees of the district should be made to that employee's immediate supervisor or the school site principal as outlined in our board policy and administrative regulation. Please complete the comment form located on the table in the back of the room and we can call on you when it is your turn to speak. The meeting is being audio-video recorded and will be archived. All right. Moving on to 4.1, Carrie is going to read our board expectations.
Okay, academic opportunities for all students, support student academic success, engage in partnership with families in the community. The school is welcoming, safe environment that serves as the center of student learning, activities, athletics, and performing arts, promote a sense of community in our schools and the surrounding areas. And then third, utilize effective governance and business practices, remain open, transparent, and accountable to the community, serve as an employer of choice with the highest quality teachers and staff.
All right, thank you. I'm going to turn your mic on. Oh my gosh, I got her microphone, didn't get my own. So board reports, I know it's summertime. Anyone have anything that they would like to report out?
Nothing district related.
I had a riveting coffee with Joe Landon.
Sounds like a great summer.
Yeah.
Considering he doesn't drink coffee. Probably has soda there.
But no, nothing either for me. I've just been, relaxing and enjoying summer.
I will say, I see some new faces, so I look forward to meeting everyone after the meeting. Maybe you can introduce. Okay, thank you.
Okay, superintendent reports, cabinet reports, and communications received.
All right, so it's kind of really our first week back. Everything's getting underway this week. Ed Services today had a couple trainings on our new dashboard from our Power School dashboard, our data dashboard, so that started today. Even with all the internet interruption, we were still able to get 6 hours of training in today, so congratulations to that team. We meet with all of our administrators tomorrow for kind of our first go-around with our admin team, and had a chance to go to the National Federation of High School Associations, State Associations in Boston this summer, and just kind of leave you with something, a little profound thinking. I was listening to a speaker, Howard Tolman. He's a pretty famous entrepreneur, venture capitalist and all that, and as we go through education, something to think about in his research, it says, never in human history has the present been so temporary, and the rate of change will never be as slow as it is today. So something to think about. It kind of spun my head around as he was presenting when he started with that, so resonated with me from that. So just glad everyone's back in action.
All right, welcome back to everybody, if anybody's watching. We did have a great admin kickoff day with regards to data training with our new data dashboard. But more importantly, we wrapped up a really successful summer school opportunity for our kids. And I wanted to remind you and our public that we have our summer school graduation for our seniors graduating tomorrow night here in this boardroom. Oakmont's venue was too large for the numbers that were graduating, so we wanted to provide for them an intimate, special setting, and thus the boardroom. So if you are available 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, please let us know, and we'll make sure to arrange seating for you. Also want to give a shout out to our 2 summer school principals, Mike Fisher and Jeff Dietrich, who have done a phenomenal job of primarily, as you know, our summer school is really about credit recovery, to supporting our students to first and foremost graduate for the students who were not able to graduate in May, but then also to support those who needs the credits to stay on top of the class that they're supposed to be in. So kudos to those 2 gentlemen. And then, as you mentioned, Marla, we do have some new staff members in education services I'd like to introduce. I think tonight is your first time meeting in person. Amy Black comes to us from the San Jose area, but she will be taking Jen Layton's position as Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction with many years of experience from the Bay Area and multiple school districts, including most recently Franklin McKinney. But then she has also served Moraga, San Ramon, Martinez, so has a variety of systems experience as well as education services experience, as well as have served as a principal and teacher. So welcome to Amy in joining our team. Right behind Amy, you know Dr. Govea. Isabel Govea was previously at Oakmont High School as our high school principal, but she has now transitioned into our Director 2 of Multilingual and EL Services. So thank you for helping us to prioritize that very critical group for us. So Dr. Govea will be doing that body of work for us. And then I'm not sure if you had a chance to meet Dr. Gandhi. I think we did briefly bring in Dr. Gandhi. Dr. Gandhi comes to us from Yuba County Office of Education as Director of Curriculum and Instruction, and she will be taking over our state and federal programs, which is a critical component for our school district as we continue to grow. So welcome to our 3 members in Ed Services.
Okay, next up, committee reports. I don't believe we have any. Did any committees meet?
No.
Okay. And then no RSCA report, I'm guessing. I don't see Miss Natalie. Public comment. Don't everyone come at once. None. Okay. Moving right along then. So for the consent agenda, we did move 5.112 from consent to action, and then we removed the one name from 5.9. Anything else or any questions on consent or anything anyone wanted to pull or discuss? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve consent.
I'll second the motion to approve consent.
And roll call vote. Marla?
Yes.
Heidi, yes.
Carrie, yes.
All right. Approved unanimously. And then we are moving right along. So for action matters, Kim, do we do 5.12 first?
Please.
Okay. So we have Rob Hasty for 5.12.
Good evening. So the purpose of this agenda item is to approve 3 variable term waivers for 3 of our employees. The variable term waiver allows our employees that are finishing up the final touches on their credentials to actually continue to be in the classroom while they're concurrently finishing that up. 2 of our employees are working, just so you have an idea of where they're at, 2 of them are working on completing their CLAD, otherwise they're set and ready to go. And we've got one other individual, Isabel Sandoval, who was a special ed teacher for us at Oakmont for a number of years, is moving from the classroom to become a program specialist. So she's needing to work on finishing up her admin credential, which she's already set up with PCOE to complete this year, and she'll be done with that by the end of the school year. And so while these waivers are rare, we tend to see them in these hard to find credential areas, hence the reason that we're bringing this forward to you tonight. And so what approval tonight would mean for us is that we could move forward and request those waivers from the CTC, make sure they've got those waivers on board for this school year, and make sure that they're in the classroom day one and in there with our kids doing what they need to be doing. So staff recommends approval of this board agenda item. Any questions I could try to answer?
What were the first 2 positions again?
So they were both CTE positions. So it's with our CTE and special ed, they tend to be the really difficult ones. And all of our candidates, just so you guys know, they're very well qualified with either lots of real world work experience that they're bringing into the classroom, or in Isabel's case, a lot of classroom experience that she's going to be using to help other teachers get better in the classroom. So.
And I don't think the CTE credentialing program leads itself with the CLAD as easily as a full credential.
No, it does not.
Makes a lot of sense.
It does not. You're right. So. Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the waivers.
I will second. Am I allowed to second? No.
I'll second approving the waivers.
All right, thank you. Roll call vote. Marla? Heidi, yes. Carrie?
Yes.
All right, approved. Okay. Moving on to 6.1, public hearing and adoption of resolution 2413.
Yep, so this is me. This is some housekeeping we typically do each year. Really, it's a cash flow issue. Typically, we haven't had to even use this, but sometimes we do. And the reason is because a lot of our funding comes from the county through property taxes. Well, we all know we pay our property taxes like November and April, and so the cash the county receives doesn't come to us until December, and that's like a lot of our funding. And so sometimes in that October, November range, we may have a few days or weeks where our cash is really low, and so this is where we allow us to borrow from Fund 25, like developer fees or some other fund. So typically we haven't had this issue, but this allows us the flexibility to temporarily borrow cash from one fund to the general fund if needed. And so this is a resolution that allows us to do that.
Can I ask, what's the process then when you go to transfer that fund? Like, what's the, the process so that everyone knows we're doing it, and then making sure it goes back?
Yeah, so in reality, it's because the way the county does our dollars, they look at us as a whole, all of our funds together. And so I think it's kind of silly that they still want us to do this, because really what they would do is charge negative interest to fund and a positive interest for funds where we have money. And so it kind of balances each other out. They look at us as a whole, and as a whole, we always have plenty of cash. So the only reason we need to do like an accounting entry would be if we cross fiscal years, which we've never had to do that. So even though it sounds like we would do something, we actually don't really do anything, but the county still requires us to pass this resolution to essentially allow us to float cash for a little bit. But it's weird. Yeah, it's silly.
Is that the first time it's ever come up?
No, every year we've done this for the most part, but we've rarely, and I don't suspect we'll have to do it this year anyway, because of our, we have some one-time funds and other things in general fund that usually makes us positive. But in years past, sometimes around October, November, we may just have there's a lot of money coming and go, and so there may be like a short time where we're negative. But usually for the month as a whole, we're still positive, so usually.
See, I told you my coffee with Joe was riveting.
Yeah. Just keep talking around.
So can I make a motion then to approve 6.1?
Can I ask real quick, because I thought it was part of a public hearing.
Yeah, so you should open and close a public hearing, yeah.
Open it.
Okay, I'm opening the public hearing. Any public comment? I'm closing the public hearing. Okay. So we can do all those in favor say aye, right, on a resolution?
Yeah. You need a motion and a second.
Oh, we have to motion again.
So I'll make a motion to approve 6.1.
And I'll second?
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Nay. All right, next item, 6.2, public disclosure of non-represented groups. Who's presenting that one?
So that's me again.
Oh, Joe.
So this is the first. You're actually going to get 2 more of these, public disclosure. It's called the AB 1200 requirements anytime we do a salary increase. And so we have a tentative agreement with both RSCA and CSCA. We're waiting for them for all the employees to get back to finally vote. And so that'll be coming, both of those will be coming to the board at future board meetings. But this is for our non-represented groups, so our non-union members. And so it's the same 1% salary increase for all of our groups. And so this essentially is a disclosure saying we can afford it. And it's our financial documents. We send it to the county, and the county checks the numbers just to make sure we can in fact afford it. And so they have it, and they're going to get all of them, and we have the money to pay for this, for the raise. And so this is certifying that and also giving an opportunity for just to publicly disclose that. So the recommendation is after you solicit any public comment that you could take action to approve.
Any public comment? Any motions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
And I'll second.
All right, roll call vote on this one. Marla,
Yes.
Heidi, yes. Carrie, approved, 3-0. All right, we are moving along. Staff comments? Any? No? Okay. 8.1, pending agenda items. You guys can see the list of upcoming meeting dates and things that are pending for those agendas. Any questions, comments? Wow, this is like a record. It's before 7 p.m. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? That was so quick. I know.
Great job.